Episode 3 of Hawkeye just came out, and wow, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Spoilers for episode 3 of Hawkeye. I thought the first 2 episodes were a really good start to the show, but I loved almost everything about episode 3. Echo's introduction with her dad was heartwarming and then heartbreaking. I like seeing her grow up as a deaf person and her bonding with her dad, and then seeing that Ronan was the one that killed him. It deepens the lore of what Clint did when he was Ronan, and it really made you understand why she's coming after him. Even though he was killing criminals, it makes the whole thing kind of gray because now we see him actually take away a father from his kid and the pain that caused. He may have been a criminal, but he was Maya's hero, just like Kate's dad was her hero, and Clint is a hero to his kids. It just added another layer to his character. And oh boy, Clint. Finally, an episode where he is the focal point. I was just waiting for someone to kill all of those dumb tracksuit bros. And he politely obliges. He picks up his bow and starts slaying some motherfuckers. He's picking them off one by one, shooting them in the chest, shooting them in slow motion, stabbing them in the feet, shooting them without looking. Then they hijack a car and take the fight to the road. And this whole scene was so exciting and fun. Clint's hearing aid gets broken, so he can't hear what Kate is saying, but she continues to bark at him, and I love seeing their chemistry build. She starts going through his trick arrows one by one as he protests. He doesn't want her using anything too dangerous, but she does it anyway. A putty arrow, an explosive arrow, a plunger arrow, an arrow that has dozens of wires coming out of it. And good lord, I loved when she shot that arrow into the sky and he hit it with a Pemtech arrow, and it grew to the size of a building and just wrecked that truck. It was so damn entertaining. The pacing of this whole sequence was just exhilarating. There's a beautiful one-shot take from inside the car showing all the madness around them, and it goes from a warehouse fight to a highway chase, to a bridge battle, to Clint destroying a truck with a giant arrow, and ends with them swinging onto a moving train. It's absolutely nuts. In the best way. Yeah, it's wacky and over the top, and it's all very silly. But that's what I like about it. It feels like a comic book. It feels classic. It feels genuine. And then I loved the scene where Clint's kid calls him, but he can't hear anything he's saying, so Kate starts writing it down for him. The acting by Jeremy Renner and the emotion he shows in his face is amazing. And it's the first scene where you truly feel like they're becoming friends. She cares for him and sees the pain on his face. And he's starting to care for her as he sees the guilt on her face. Then they have that exchange in the diner where she's all gung-ho about getting him his comic accurate costume. And he's like, no, this life I live isn't fun. If you want to be a hero and save people, you will have to make some hard choices and sacrifices. You will permanently lose things. I love seeing Clint's perspective on being Hawkeye, because he truly doesn't view it like she does. After all the epic, awesome adventures he's been on, he only remembers the things that he's lost. Natasha, his hearing, his humanity. I love seeing this side of him, and it grounds the show in a way that balances out all of the goofy elements. It had a great mix of cheesiness and seriousness, and it naturally switched between the two of them effortlessly. This was seriously one of my favorite episodes out of all the Disney Plus Marvel shows so far. I liked the references to Echo's uncle, aka the Kingpin. I liked how when asked who killed Ronan, Clint says Natasha because she's the one who got him out of that life. I liked the Native American representation. I liked that Clint didn't want to break the window of a 1972 Challenger because he respected it so much. I liked how they muted all of the sound in some scenes to show how Echo and Clint are experiencing the world. I liked Kate discovering the trick arrows. I liked the giant arrow. I liked seeing Clint kick ass again. I liked the development of the relationship. And I just like this episode. That. I loved this episode. Yeah, there were a few lines of bad dialogue, some average editing and music choices, and some really bad CGI at a couple points. But overall, I really loved it. Like seriously, I had a blast with episode 3 of Hawkeye. And I never use the word blast. 3 down, 3 more to go. So far, half of this show is good. Please don't disappoint me.